Let's have a tour in the world of objects properties with AECOsim Building Designer. We will see how rich information is and how we can use it through a few use cases. I will drive you through a few examples presenting BIM assets, and we will see how objects properties support better control of information in the project. In this first example, I will present the available information for walls by default. It is always possible to customize information in AECOsim Building Designer and to create definitions for specific usages. I access the properties of a wall via the Explorer. When I select a wall in the Explorer item tree, the wall is simultaneously selected in the model. There are different methods to select an object. We can select it in the Explorer interface, we can select it directly in the model, or we can select it with the Schedules Manager. I can access the properties of an object with the contextual menu, which is available when I hover over it with the cursor and right-click. I can access the properties of an object when I right-click on it in the item tree of the Explorer. The Properties dialog box shows all the properties fields defined in object-specific definition files. Main topics are about objects identification, description, classification, dimensions, and quantities. Information can vary depending on the type of object. In the case of walls, information will include fields for the following topics: identification in the system, space bounding to define if the wall is the limit of a space, IFC override in case it should be mapped differently than with the default IFC mapping values, construction phase to identify its status in the project, identification provides a name and a description to the wall, discipline to associate the wall to an architectural or structural function, classification is for a normalized identification and codification of the wall according to major standards. Fire resistance describes the behavior of the wall in case of exposition to the fire. Thermal transmittance is for its energy capacities. Materials is for the graphic representation of the wall and is linked to AECOsim Building Designer families and parts. Quantities is for dimensions, surfaces, and volumes related to the wall. Structural usage is for its role in the structure of the infrastructure. Acoustical parameters provides information about sound transmittance or soundproofing. Wall dimensions are for height and width. P-set fields show that the project dataset is enabled to be extended to include the IFC2X3 property sets. Wall parameters add additional information about the type of wall. Item properties are customizable in AECOsim Building Designer, and any kind of definitions can be added to objects. In this part of the presentation, we will see how to retrieve some objects with criterion based on their characteristics. It is possible to look for some objects with specific properties or attributes. This is interesting to check objects' location and usage in the project and to see if their usage matches their technical specifications. In our example, we will look for walls with an acoustic rating equal to 35. Only walls with an acoustic rating equal to 35 will be selected and will be part of the search result. We look for the item type wall, and we enter 35 as value for the acoustic rating. In the search result, we see all the walls with an acoustic rating of 35. In AECOsim Building Designer Connect Edition, it is possible to update information of objects which have been placed into the model. An easy way to update a large package of information at the same time for various AECOsim Building Designer items is to use the Excel interface with the bidirectional link feature. In this example, we will see how to update the numbering information for rooms. As we can see in our model, all the rooms have been placed with the same 01 number. It would be more appropriate to have a specific number for each room. This is what we will update with the Edit in Excel and Update from Excel feature. We first navigate to the Schedules Manager and go to the Space Catalog type. We verify in the Schedules Manager the space number value, which is the same for all rooms. In the Schedules Manager interface, we choose Edit in Excel. Excel opens and we edit the value for room numbers. We just put the new values in the Excel column. Once we have edited the value appropriately, we save the Excel file. In the Schedules Manager interface, we choose Edit from Excel and load the changes saved in the Excel file. When we zoom on the surfaces, we see that the values for room numbers have been updated. Each room is now identified with a specific number. When we navigate in the project, we see that in each room we have a specific number. What we will see now is the information update in case of project modification. I move the partitions between spaces, and what I can see is that the surface information updates as the rooms have a different surface. Room labels are automatically updated. If information can be extracted in reports and presented in schedules, it is possible to place information and schedules in presentation sheets. In this example, I will select the plan which is in the presentation sheet, and I will create a schedule for the selected spaces. By choosing Show Only Selection Set in the Schedules Manager, I can see the information for the selected spaces from the floor plan. I place a schedule based on this information directly in the presentation sheet. What I'm doing now is that I manipulate and update the project information from the project in Excel. I'm updating information in Excel columns. After modification, I save the Excel file and I reload the changes in the project with the Update from Excel feature. The project information will be updated, and the information displayed in the schedule will reflect these changes with the refresh command. We can check the updated information in the columns of the schedule which is located in the presentation sheet. Information visualization is an important topic about information usage. It supports a thematic and clear visualization of the project. It can really help to understand and read the consistency of technical solutions and help to see if choices in the project are relevant. I first navigate to the Schedules Manager and see the values of the walls for the acoustic and fire ratings. I can see that walls have different values for the acoustic and fire ratings. I have modified the display styles to associate a color to specific values of the acoustic and fire ratings. I'm now displaying the display styles dialog box where we can see the color code for the acoustic and fire ratings. About fire rating, some walls are 1.5 hours fire resistant, some others are 2 hours resistant, when the last group is 3 hours resistant. I can see that some other walls aren't fire rated. I will now display the project with the color code to locate walls with their respective fire rating value. Each wall will be displayed with a specific color depending on its fire rating. In a second example, I will present the project with a specific color for the acoustic rating. In the same way as for the fire rating, a specific color has been associated to the acoustic rating. I repeat the process to display the project based on the acoustic rating color code. I now go back to the fire rating display style to present another example of objects properties display. It is possible to use display styles based on objects properties in presentation sheets and for plan and other 2D documents presentation. Thank you for watching this presentation. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the usage of building objects properties with AECOsim Building Designer.